When one man crushes a cockroach, the world calls him brave. He has destroyed what is despised and thus earned praise. But when that same hand ends a life, one that is loved, he is cursed, vilified, condemned. The act is identical. Only the judgment changes according to the form of the victim. This is the first truth of the world. Men do not judge deeds. They judge appearances. A creature draped in beauty attracts compassion, while one marked by disgust draws none. Your destiny is not shaped by your actions, but by the eyes that watch you. Reputation is the real blade far sharper than intention. A single false step against what others cherish can mark you as cruel. The same gesture against what they despise may elevate you to nobility. The sages understand this in the theater of men. The truth is powerless. Perception is the tyrant. It decides who will be praised, who will be condemned, and who will survive in a world that confuses kindness with weakness. To stay human without being exploited, to set boundaries without guilt. To reclaim control of your mind, you must first learn the rules of perception. 1. Perception governs reality. Men do not judge your deeds. They judge the story those deeds tell. Society is a theater, and in this theater, perception is the script, and appearances are the actors. You may act with integrity, generosity, or brilliance, but if the world sees only chaos, weakness, or foolishness, your virtue is invisible. Conversely, a calculated display flawed, or even ruthless, can command respect, fear, or admiration if it convinces the audience of your power. The law is simple yet unforgiving. Appearances outweigh intentions. Imagine a man who saves a drowning child. If the story spreads as the strong, courageous man leapt into danger without hesitation, society lauds him. But if he saves a child of low social rank while a powerful figure was watching, suddenly whispers suggest recklessness or even self-serving bravado. The act is identical, but the perception shifts the judgment entirely. The lesson, context, framing, and audience shape the meaning of every action. To master this, you must move like a strategist. First, choose your stage and audience carefully. The same action performed in private may enrich your soul, but leaves no mark in the social ledger. Public perception, often amplified by gossip, media, or social networks, is your true currency. Learn who observes, who reports, and who controls the narrative. Men who climb, dominate, or influence CEOs, politicians. Thought leaders understand this instinctively. The battle is not only in the deed, but in the telling. Next, manipulate context without deceit. Not lies, but the selective reveal of facts. Highlight the aspects of your action that serve your image. If you take a calculated risk, emphasize bravery. If you punish a betrayer, frame it as justice, not vengeance. Small gestures calm demeanor. Controlled anger, subtle humor amplify perception. The world reacts to symbols, not truth. A man carrying himself with dignity will be assumed competent, even in chaos. A man perceived as weak will be crushed by circumstances he could have mastered, simply because society's eye dictates the narrative. Observe social hierarchies and invisible rules. Power flows where recognition flows. A leader is not merely the one who acts correctly. They are the one whose actions appear correct to those whose approval matters. Understand envy, fear, and desire. They are the currents under the social surface. Align your deeds with the currents, or at minimum, disguise your defiance within them. The cunning know when to shine and when to vanish, when to speak boldly and when silence carries more weight. Finally, cultivate your aura deliberately. Appearances are reinforced through consistency, gestures, attire, vocabulary, and choice of allies. Power is contagious. Proximity to influence amplifies perception. Learn to read whispers as data. Use rumors as leverage. Turn criticism into validation when framed cleverly. Every move should either elevate your status or leave it unscathed. Nothing is neutral. The world does not reward truth, it rewards convincing truth. Master the art of appearances, and you harness society itself. Misjudge this, and your noblest acts may be buried under the weight of perception. Respect is not granted for virtue alone. It is seized by those who understand the stage, anticipate the audience, and choreograph the story their life tells. 2. Reputation is the blade sharper than action. Your name, your image, your perceived character, these are weapons sharper than any blade, more potent than any fist. In the theater of society, appearances are the law, and perception is the currency. A whispered rumor can topple kings. A fleeting impression can elevate a nobody to untouchable status. Understand this. Men do not judge your actions. They judge what your actions appear to be. The same deed can be celebrated or condemned, depending entirely on how it lands on others' eyes. The first rule is awareness. Never act without calculating how the world will see it. Every gesture, every word, every interaction leaves a trace in the social ledger. A careless smile in the wrong moment, a misjudged comment in a conversation, or a poorly timed act of generosity can become ammunition in the invisible war of reputation. Society does not care about your intent. It devours the narrative. 2. Master the art of appearance. Project strength even when uncertain, calm even when storm rages inside. Dress, speak, move, and engage in a way that tells the world your story before you even open your mouth. Power respects power. Influence respects precision. Be deliberate. Curate your image like a general arranges troops on a battlefield. Every element must serve your purpose. 3. Cultivate networks strategically. People are not friends, they are instruments. Observe their desires, fears, weaknesses, and ambitions. Use knowledge of them to maneuver subtly, never openly, always under the radar. A favor done with calculation can bind someone's loyalty. A slight can sow doubt without your hand ever appearing to act. Social currency flows to those who anticipate, who calculate, who act with quiet cunning. 4. Exploit human psychology ruthlessly but discreetly. Pride, envy, desire, fear, they are the levers that move men and women alike. Understand which buttons to press to make your presence irresistible, your absence felt, your reputation untouchable. Let others speak on your behalf. Let rumors work as shadows that follow you. If someone underestimates you, let them, they will later wish they had never. Finally, protect what is yours. Reputation is fragile. Once cracked, it is hard to mend. Anticipate attacks, whether subtle gossip, jealous rivals, or envious peers. Neutralize threats indirectly. A well-placed story, a timely association, or a decisive public act can turn suspicion into admiration. In every encounter, ask yourself, how will this be remembered? What appearance will linger long after the action ends? In the end, survival and dominance in society do not belong to the strongest in muscle, but to the shrewdest in mind. Guard your name, sculpt your image, and command perception as a general commands his army. Because when the world judges, it does not see the truth, it sees only the story you allow it to see. And in that story lies your ultimate power. 3. Neutral truth is powerless. Being right, ethical, or virtuous is irrelevant if the world does not recognize it. People rarely act on truth. They act on what they perceive as truth. Your intentions, no matter how noble, vanish if your actions are misunderstood, misrepresented, or invisible. The harsh reality is that society does not reward goodness, it rewards appearances, influence, and the impression you leave on others. A brilliant idea executed in secret may as well not exist, while a mediocre act performed with flair, timing, An audience can elevate you to unmatched status. Consider this. In every interaction, your reputation is a lever. If a colleague does something wrong, confronting them with the truth may satisfy your moral compass, but it will often backfire socially. Observers do not evaluate fairness. They evaluate power, confidence, and outcomes. To sway the room, you must control the narrative. A single comment, strategically framed, can transform your rival into a fool and you into a visionary. Your victory lies not in morality, but in perception. Cunning is not deception for its own sake. It is the disciplined art of arranging facts, emotions, and timing so that the world interprets your moves in your favor. Use empathy as a weapon. Understand the desires, fears, and biases of those around you. People act less on reason than on instinct, and those instincts are malleable. Praise publicly. Correct privately. Appear generous when you give. Appear decisive when you lead. Every gesture sends a message. Never leave it to chance. Social dynamics operate like an invisible currency system. Influence, trust, admiration, they are the coinage that opens doors. Learn to read the currents. Notice who envies, who admires, who fears. Align yourself with the right observers, the ones whose opinion matters most to the outcomes you seek. Sometimes appearing weak strategically secures loyalty. Sometimes feigned confidence commands obedience. There is no universal formula, only patterns to observe and manipulate. Do not mistake cunning for cruelty. Strategy is precise, deliberate, and patient. Before speaking, ask, how will this be perceived? Before acting, ask, who gains, who loses, and what story will the world tell about me? Control the story, and you control reality. Your actions, amplified by perception, can achieve 10 times the impact of brute force or unquestioned virtue. Those who succeed in life rarely have the purest heart. They have mastered the art of the impression, and in that mastery lies power. 4. Beauty and disgust dictate mercy and condemnation. Society's sympathy is not universal. It is a currency spent selectively, hoarded for the charming, the powerful, and the strategically visible. The world does not reward virtue, it rewards perception. A man can perform miracles in silence, yet society will ignore him, while another, cloaked in status or allure, can commit transgressions and still be celebrated. This is the first rule. Appearances outweigh reality. Understand it, internalize it, and you no longer stumble blindly into the traps of naive morality. Observe carefully how the currents flow. Watch who is applauded and who is crushed. Your deeds are meaningless without their reflection in the eyes of others. A calculated smile at the right moment, a subtle name drop, a discreet nod to someone influential, these are not trivial. They are survival. The clever man navigates the social web like a predator on familiar terrain. He does not demand respect. He positions himself to be respected. He does not fight every battle, he chooses which ones to appear victorious in. You must also master the art of selective invisibility. When the tide is against you, retreat, observe, and plan. Do not waste energy on the approval of those who hold nothing but disdain for you. Instead, cultivate alliances in silence. Find those whose interests align with yours, and use their networks as bridges to ascend while others flounder in public spectacle. Understand one immutable truth. Society's moral outrage is arbitrary, often performative, and heavily biased. The victim's face is weighed, their accent judged, their history dissected. The same action, done by two different people, will produce diametrically opposed reactions. This is your leverage. Be the actor who controls the narrative before others can script it for you. Deploy charm when it shields you, aggression when it intimidates, and patience when it protects. The man who survives and thrives does so not by purity, but by strategic cunning. He observes, he calculates, he exploits the selective empathy of the world to his advantage. Every interaction is a chess move, every alliance a stepping stone. He builds a reputation not solely on deeds, but on the perception of inevitability and competence. The naive believe in fairness. He knows it is a myth. In the theater of society, you are not judged by what is right, but by what is visible, audible, and memorable. Ultimately, mastery lies in the subtle dance of influence, the measured smile, the timed compliment, the careful exposure of your victories while concealing your weaknesses. To bend society's currents to your favor is not dishonor, it is wisdom. Because in a world where sympathy is selective and morality arbitrary, the cunning survive and the virtuous are forgotten. 5. Control your mind, set your limits. Kindness is not weakness. Caution is not cowardice. Yet so many fail to see the distinction, and in that blindness lies opportunity. Every smile you give, every favor you grant, is measured not by its intent, but by the perception of those who watch. Men do not judge your deeds, they judge what your deeds appear to be. The same act of generosity can crown you a hero in one set of eyes, or cast you as a fool in another. Understand this, and you hold the key to influence. The world responds to appearances, not truths. In every room, every conversation, every encounter, there are unspoken hierarchies. Observe who bends, who dominates, who pretends, and who hides. Social facts are simple yet unforgiving. Power lies not in brute force, but in subtle calculation. The man who can mask his intentions, who can act with grace while sowing his own advantage, will always surpass the one who acts openly, but without foresight. Strategy is not deception for its own sake. It is the conscious choice to use perception as a weapon, to make the world bend to your careful design, while others remain blind to the manipulation of outcomes. You must govern your mind as fiercely as any enemy or ally. A single moment of impulsive kindness can cost you influence. A single hesitation can protect it. Set your boundaries with precision, reinforce them silently, and never allow pity or sentiment to erode your control. Let people underestimate you if they wish. They will reveal their weaknesses in the act. Study their patterns, notice what they covet, and feed them illusions that serve your goals. Every handshake, every laugh, every nod is a negotiation of power. Yet mastery demands more than observation. You must act deliberately. Each gesture, each word, each subtle expression should carry weight, even if it is invisible to others. When someone crosses you, respond not with blind retaliation, but with calculated measures that assert dominance while maintaining your image. Let subtle hints of strength ripple through interactions. Let them sense your edge without fully understanding it. This is the art of survival among men whose faces are masks and whose intentions are hidden, even from themselves. Remember this above all: kindness is a tool, caution is a shield, and perception is the battlefield. The world does not reward the good-hearted, it rewards those who understand the rules of engagement and play them better than anyone else. To survive, to thrive, to dominate, you must walk with vigilance, speak with precision, and act with deliberate cunning. Your mind is your fortress. Your perception is your army. Guard both, and know one not ally, not adversary, will ever truly have power over you. In the theater of men, truth alone will not protect you. Strength without perception is blind. Kindness without boundaries is a chain. To move through life unshaken, you must master the currents of judgment, appearances, and reputation. Guard your mind as fiercely as your body. Act with deliberate intent, and remember that the world will always see what it chooses to see, not what truly is. Perception is the tyrant, but it can also be your weapon. Learn its rules, bend them with cunning, and you will navigate a world of masks without losing yourself. Stand firm, move silently, strike with precision, and let your life be defined not by the opinions of others, but by the mastery of your own unshakable mind.